Because they know that they're going to go after these platforms.
Hold on. Kick is all private equity. There's no advertisers. It's all crypto gambling. Where does the ATL influence Kick?
Let's move back to
No. People probably don't want you on Rumble because people don't want Rumble to be seen as just a platform where all the Nazis go. Elon doesn't want you on Twitter, although he gave you an unban because as soon as you got unbanned, within 24 hours, you were already tweeting crazy shit, and then you were back in Spaces talking crazy shit. People don't want you on Kick, a company owned completely by private equity with no external advertiser whatsoever. What is tying all of these together? The ADL, which is only spending $500 million, 5 times the XQC deal. You think that's enough for them to keep every single one of these social media platforms under their thumb? What was Elon's individual investment in Twitter? Was it like $33 billion? And you're saying $500 million is enough to keep Facebook, market cap of what, $1 trillion? Twitter, private equity held, Kick, private equity held, Rumble, publicly traded. Somehow the ADL is keeping you off of all these platforms. Don't you think it might just be the case that people don't want you because you're radical?
The ADL came out there at the front like they always are. Anytime anyone says something remotely critical of Jews in Israel, and they wrote a letter to Adidas and said, you better disavow. And the threat was this: if you don't, we're going to run a media campaign and say that Adidas supports Nazis. Don't buy their shoes. They've done this before. They did the same thing to Facebook in 2020.
Did you see the letter by chance? Did you actually see what they said?
Yeah.
Kanye?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Did you see the one by JP Morgan?
It was public. The letter was public.
Because the JP Morgan letter was before.
Hey, let me finish.
He's explaining his stance.
Go ahead.
So,
and then the JP Morgan.
So the point is this: it's not that this censorship stuff just happens. Like, for example, people ask me all the time. There was just a girl over here on Friday. I said, oh, I'm banned from Twitter. She said, oh, but they're reinstating people. Like, I don't know that. I know. And I told her, I said, yeah, I got reinstated for a day. Then I got immediately rebanned. I was one of 5 people on a list by the ADL that they said cannot come back to Twitter. And out of that 5, I'm 1 out of 2. That is, or 1 out of 3 actually, but 1 out of 2 that was not allowed to come back. That talks about Jews. Andrew Tate got to come back. Doesn't talk about Jews.
You did get to come back.
Donald Trump, and then got immediately rebanned. And all of my appeals got shut down.
Why'd you get rebanned?
They didn't tell me.
Because he called himself.
What did you tweet before you got banned?
He was on a space
and he said, saying DEFCON 2.
And he was in a space and he insinuated he was baby Hitler.
So yeah, you got banned because you did the same. You banned initially. You got rebanned again.
I got banned for both the first time. They didn't even tell me what I tweeted because I don't break the rules on Twitter. The ADL said,
why would Twitter
hang on, I'm still not finished. These interruptions get tolerated. Unbelievable.
Answer his questions about why you got banned in this thing.
So
if you can.
the point is,
yeah.
To say that this is just happening because, well, it's unpopular with the American people. First of all, Jews aren't super popular with the American people. I think most people have a little bit of anti-Semitism or a little bit sus of Jewish people. That's first of all. That's what we're always reminded. You want to argue at the same time that there's record high anti-Semitism. Yep. Also, it's a popular mandate, which is why any talk about Jews gets censored. So it's not some spontaneous coming together based on popular support. It's groups like the ADL, which has a $500 million war chest that goes out there and uses the bully pulpit in the media to smear anybody as an anti-Semite, blow them up in the stock market, use their connections. That's what's been going on forever. So, and you're on your phone. I know you're Googling.
I'm writing down notes. I didn't get a notebook for you, so I'm going to write it down in the little chat box. I would like to be clear. I want to reiterate again. He will never answer a question I give him. He hasn't. I don't think he's answered a single fucking question.
Just ridiculous.
Can you just explain to him why you got banned off Twitter, by the way?
I know why you got banned. I don't know why you're lying about it.
Well, you don't know because
you were in Twitter Spaces. You were in Twitter Spaces.
Hang on. Did you see the email I got from Twitter, which is why I was banned?
Yeah, I'm friends with Elon. He showed me.
Okay, so now you're just being cute. You didn't see it.
Oh, you don't believe I'm friends with Elon? I was on Lex Friedman's show. He hooked me up. Oh, wait. So what did the email say, Nick? What did the email say, Nick?
It said banned for violations of the terms of service.
That's all it said? Are you sure?
All it said. Yeah.
Oh, well, 100%. Do you think that going into Twitter Spaces and saying shit like Hitler is base, I love Hitler, do you think that might be a violation of the TOS?
No, because what I said wasn't a violation of the terms of service.
Oh, okay. So just to be clear, it wasn't because you tweeted DEFCON 2. You didn't say that you hid that because you didn't know that I knew that you were in that Twitter space, even though we listened to
your stream. You said it's because of what you tweeted, and I said, this is why I tweeted.
Isn't it my turn to ramble? Don't I get to ramble a million things? Don't I get to ramble?
All right. You said that people at home can see this guy's fucking melting.
You said that big tech is censoring JQ stuff, okay? Elon Musk, Twitter is private now. Where's the pressure from the Jews?
They killed all his advertisers. They sponsored an advertiser boycott in December, and they didn't get all of them back, obviously. That's where you don't even know what you're talking about. They did the same thing to Facebook.
No, okay. That was a major L for me. I didn't even think about that. Why are we in Rumble right now talking about this then?
Well, I've yet to be banned from Rumble.
See how they're all powerful that they can shut down Elon Musk, who is a massive billionaire. What, the second or third wealthiest man in the world?
We'll see what happens.
On Twitter, they shut you down. Okay, Elon Musk Twitter, private company. Rumble, publicly traded.
Amazing.
Holy shit. Rumble publicly traded.
You're banned from everything. Why are you banned from Rumble?
Why is he interrupting me? Because he wants to schizo ramble because his points are fucking retarded.
Your point is retarded. You're banned from everything other than Rumble. That's the point.
To reiterate, so if the Jews can pressure any company, it's going to be publicly traded companies for a variety of reasons. You get the government involved in everything.
Let him finish his point, guys.
That was his point.
He's on a fly list, and you're not suspicious.
Not anymore. He hasn't been on that no-fly list for a while, and he wasn't on that no-fly list for what reason?
Destiny, go ahead and say why he got banned off Twitter, and then make your Rumble connection, and then but y'all were interrupting.
5 seconds.
I want to make sure
just to be clear, we're doing the thing again where the Jews are so powerful, even in a privately owned company, they individually target Nick Fuentes, the most dangerous man ever, going to get him banned. Okay, but they can't exert that same influence on Rumble. What about on YouTube? Doesn't the ADL go to YouTube? Why are we banned on YouTube?
Let him finish.
Okay, go ahead. And I'm done. Go ahead.
Was that good? Okay,
go.
Nick, you want to address that?
I think Sneako wanted to talk.
You're saying that it's because he said that he loves Hitler and all that stuff. Doesn't that kind of prove the point? You were saying that you can criticize all minorities. You could say that you love Mao, you love Stalin, you could say that you love all these historical leaders. But when you say I love Hitler, for example, that is seen as the worst person of all time. That's one that
Hitler probably was the worst person of all time.
Why? Wow. See, but that's the program. That's exactly what it is.
He systematically led the murder and extermination of like some 11 to 17 million people.
Stephen, I'm from an ethnic cleansing in 1999. They murdered most of my family. We didn't have a military. Nobody even knows about my war, and I'm not farming sympathy and going to Jewish Hollywood execs saying make a movie because I'm gonna cry for 20 decades. Bro, I'm telling you, you only focus on World War II because you're programmed to. Dude, you'll never talk about Stalin like that.
Wow. Who do you think you're talking to?
And then it also proves the point. If you're saying Hitler's the worst person of all time, but you're looking at all the other leaders that have caused genocide on other minorities, you don't see them as evil people, but Hitler is the most evil one because he genocided the Jewish people.
Bro, you can't say you don't see them as evil people. What is that insane dichotomy? Of course I think they evil. You don't think I talk about
So why is Hitler the worst?
Because they led an unprunprecedented systematic elimination on Jewish people, on Soviet captured people, on the Romani people, on Polish people, on gay people, and
do people criticize him because of all the others? What group did Hitler genocide that people are really afraid about? Why do they say that Hitler's the worst of all time?
The two biggest ones are Jewish people and Soviet people. That's why Russia to this day defines itself.
Does anybody care about the Hitler genocide on Soviets? Nobody talks about that.
That's all of Russia's foreign policy. Why do you think he talk about going to Ukraine?
You're lying. You're lying right now. Because you and I covered Hassan Piker saying Hitler wasn't bad for invading Poland. He was bad for killing Jews, and you covered that, and you changed your position.
Okay. Read the live chat more. Is that your notes? That looks like a live chat.
That's Adam 22
read in the live chat for more answers.
Adam 22, stop texting.
I want to reply because I never got to reply.
I want him to reply about the Twitter thing. Why did you get banned? He's saying that you got banned for something else. But
why Twitter and not Rumble? I want to hear that.
Hang on. So,
well,
first of all, he said,
Ramble.
There it is. Not to derail because he has no answer.
He didn't start, man. Let him start.
Right? So first of all, you said, well, I know why you got banned on Twitter. And then I said, no, you don't. And then you made a funny, cute joke and said, well, I know Elon too. So no, I was told by Twitter that I was banned for repeated violations of the terms of service, even though I was there for 24 hours. But regardless, either way you cut it, my argument is they banned me because the ADL told them, because the ADL says jump and they say how high. The argument is, well, they banned you because you said you love Hitler. And like Sneako says, well, that would be an obvious contradiction. It would show that talking about Jews is obviously exceptional. It's not like other things. Leafy didn't get banned from Twitter. Leafy's going on Twitter and saying all gay people are pedophiles. All gay people are terrible. Do not be gay. Gay people are losing. He didn't lose his Twitter, but I make a Twitter and I lose it in 10 minutes. I literally make a burner with a fake phone number, a fake email, a fake profile picture. Somehow they know they banned me in 10 minutes. I use a VPN. So you're wrong either way. Now, as far as Rumble goes, this is always the argument. I remember in July 2021, I put out a tweet on 4th of July and I said, yeah, happy Independence Day to the gay country that banned me from all social media. And some in the replies goes, well, you're still tweeting. And this is like the same argument. So wait a second, Nick Fuentes, you're banned from TikTok, Reddit, Discord, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. YouTube literally told us before we went live, you can't go live with Nick Fuentes because it would be circumventing a ban. So your argument is, so Nick, you're banned from every social media platform in the world, but you're still on Rumble. Ha! Case closed, point is proven. And it's just like the other thing where it's like, well, Nick, so you're saying the Jews control the DOD and the State Department, but they didn't go through the CIA, point is proven. It's always just like bullshit obfuscation. Obviously, they exert control. The ADL does this. They're belligerent, aggressive berserkers. They did this to Facebook. They did this to Twitter. They go for the advertisers. They go for the public campaign. It's probably why I don't have a deal with Rumble. You know, I don't want to out anybody, but there's people here that probably have deals with Rumble. And there's other people. I think you have a deal with Rumble. I don't get a deal from Rumble. I'm one of their biggest streamers.
Do you think it's because of the ADL?
If I went live exclusively every night on Rumble, I'd be pulling 6,000 or 7,000 viewers on Rumble. I should get a deal. I don't get a deal. They don't talk to me.
Do you think it's because of the ADL?
They said no JQ. So the Kick literally.
Do you think Kick is influenced by the JQ? Or isn't that guy Australian?
They are 100% influenced by the ADL. Yes.
How?
Because they know that they're going to go after these platforms.
Hold on. Kick is all private equity. There's no advertisers. It's all crypto gambling. Where does the ADL influence Kick?
Let's move back to
No.
Let me keep going.
Yeah, I want to hear this one now.
Well, you should ask the CEO, because the CEO of Kick went out there and said no JQ on the platform specifically.
Why?
He didn't give a reason, but somebody told me.
Whoa. You don't think it's
because... They said no free speech. The CEO actually went public and said that there's no free speech.
Now, Aiden Ross can go on there.
Because when people make streaming platforms, they don't want... And Aiden Ross has gotten in trouble for a lot of the edgy content he's did outside of the JQ shit as well.
Never canceled. What was the trouble?
Never canceled, though.
Never canceled.
No, you got a 2-hour ban?
Google some shit more.
I'm looking at my notes, okay? So, number one, here's just a quick question. You're not going to answer this. Do you have any proof at all that the ADL told Twitter to ban you?
Yeah, you can look it up. Look up ADL, Elon Musk. No, swear to God.
Is there proof that the ADL...
The audience can look it up. There's literally... I mean, I could pull it up for you.
Yeah, tell me.
The ADL said there's 5 people you can't bring back. David Duke, Alex Jones, Nick Fuentes, Donald Trump, Andrew Tate. I said this earlier. 3 people have not been brought back. David Duke, me, and Alex Jones. Elon Musk said Alex Jones can't come back because of Sandy Hook. Me and David Duke are the only 2 in the list that talked about the Jews.
But you did come back.
And then they rebanned
Why wouldn't they just keep you banned?
Maybe it was a mistake. I don't know. But they rebanned me in 24 hours. What do you mean? What do you? No, I don't understand.
Okay, I can lay this out so simply.
I didn't break the rules. Here
is the appallingly obvious take. Right. Okay, some speech is not corporately popular because all it does is it gets your platform in shit. You lose advertisers, you lose popular support. Having people on the platform saying, "I'm going to go to war with Jews. I love Hitler." Like this literally doesn't benefit them at all. The same as if somebody got on a Twitter account and just started spam calling people to kill themselves, or was just spamming like, I don't know, videos of people getting killed. I don't know, that's against TOS, right? We don't need a conspiracy to explain literally any of this. I'm sorry. People probably don't want you in Rumble because people don't want Rumble to be seen as just a platform where all the Nazis go, okay? Elon doesn't want you on Twitter, although he gave you an unban because as soon as you got unbanned, within 24 hours, you were already tweeting crazy shit, and then you were back in Spaces talking crazy shit. People don't want you on Kick, a company owned completely by private equity with no external advertisement whatsoever. What is tying all of these together? The ADL, which is only spending $500 million, 5 times the XQC deal. You think that's enough for them to keep every single one of these social media platforms under their thumb? What was Elon's individual investment in Twitter? Was it like $33 billion? And you're saying $500 million is enough to keep Facebook, market cap of what, $1 trillion? Facebook, Twitter, private equity held, Kick, private equity held, Rumble, publicly traded. Somehow the ADL is keeping you off of all these platforms. Don't you think it might just be the case that people don't want you because you're radical, you just spew right-wing talking points, and it's bad for the platform?
Let me answer that. Let me answer that.
Just to be clear, well, you can after I
Let Destiny finish.
Every single ban you have can be very easily explained by, this is not popular, makes our platform look bad, and we don't want it. And I don't have to invent, like, sometimes the ADL is a lot of pressure, sometimes they keep 5 people banned, but they accidentally unban me, but then they remember to reban me, and they somehow influence publicly traded companies to get rid of me, but not Fresh and Fit that have me on them. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about it. So first of all, you said, could you show me where the ADL? Because I'm sure someone in chat said that didn't happen. It's right here. If they Googled it, October 28th, 2022, 5 things ADL is watching following Elon Musk buying Twitter. Point number 1, in addition to Trump, other high-profile and dangerous individuals may be allowed to return to Twitter. David Duke, Nick Fuentes, Alex Jones, Andrew Tate, Steve Bannon. These are the, those are the 5 that they listed.
But Trump got unbanned, and you got unbanned.
Hang on. I already said that. I said the 3 that have not been allowed back, me, Alex Jones,
you were allowed back.
Hang on. You don't even let me finish. Because your mind doesn't even say anything. When I interrupt or laugh, I get called out. When you interrupt, no one gives a
I bet.
Anyway, that's okay. You're cool. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying.
Didn't Andrew Tate unban
cheating?
Let him finish. He did specifically mention Andrew Tate came back. He mentioned that 3 people were not able to come back.
Well, Andrew Tate came back because he's a Jew.
So Tate came back, Trump came back, and now it came back.
Andrew's not Jewish. And back to Stephen Bonnell with the gay obfuscation. So I said the people that were not permitted back are people that, one, Elon Musk specifically said Alex Jones can't come back because of Sandy Hook. He's got a personal gripe. The other 2 that haven't come back, it's me, it's David Duke. We're the only 2 that talk about Jews. And by the way, you know, you say, oh, well, maybe it's just because they don't want you. Maybe it's just because it's a brand risk. Really? And I go back to once again, you engage with like this part of it and blow it up. It's all sophistry. So let me ask you this, Destiny, with the face in the phone. If Leafy is tweeting every single day for the last 5 or 6 weeks, gay people suck, gay people, pull up his timeline while you're on your phone and look at all the stuff he's tweeting about LGBTQ people. Why don't you look at that? That's not a brand risk, but I am. I went on my stream and said, which you didn't even listen to, I know. I tweeted nothing that was offensive. And on the voice chat, I said, we have to be radical. Alex Jones calls me Little Hitler. We have to lean into that kind of stuff. So now their policy is hate speech says you can't incite hatred or violence against a group, which is not what I did. They banned me in a very short time. They didn't give me a reason. They didn't tell me it was because of the voice chat. They just took me off. So if it's about bad content or something like that, clearly Leafy's content, and I'm not trying to get him banned, but Leafy's content is more against the rules than the stuff that I said. What's more, you didn't address the Kanye West was told personally, you can't come back by Elon. And what did Elon do? Or rather, what did Kanye do? Kanye tweeted the swastika. That's it. He didn't call for the death of anybody. He didn't say anything hateful. He tweeted the swastika and the Star of David. Swastika,
it's the seal of Solomon. Don't say David.
Right.
That's a lie.
Okay, true. The
Star of Remphan.
Yes.
There you go.
So he tweeted that, and Elon literally told him, when all the reinstatement was happening, no, you can't come back. So there's obviously a common denominator here. All the stuff that you throw out there falls apart when you look at the breadth of the evidence. People get more canceled for talking about the Jews than they do anything else. They do about gay people, about Muslims. Talk about goalpost shift. Initially, you said, well, people get canceled for anything. Not Leafy for gay people with a contract on Rumble and still on Twitter. Not all these Jews that bash Muslims. They're still getting contracts and they're still on Facebook. Only the people that talk about Jews in Israel. And I said the ADL is part of that. You always say, well, you say the ADL controls everything. ADL is a part of that. They're part of this berserker army that goes after these guys. And we could get into Facebook. I didn't get to hit that, but we could get into that later.
Yeah, basically you're saying the pressure is always there. But can I say one thing?
Yeah, sure, please.
Actually, I don't know how good faith Steven's being because I've watched Steven for years and a lot of people in chat have. Did you know there's one group of people he does not joke about for the last 4 or 5 years? Every other place he goes edgy. I can find a million clips of any minority group, but there is one where it's like, I can't find Steven doing any anti-Semitic comedy. He can go against blacks, Chinese. Like, if you really want to look for clips of Steven mentioning the Jewish community, it's fucking scarce. But he's an edgy guy. Right. He attacks everyone.
You've attacked Islam. You've made a lot of jokes. Even Zherka makes jokes about Islam too.
Yeah.
Okay, but why is it not
easier to make fun of a nose?
Because it's like I've challenged people to come on my stream and give me like, what are good Jewish jokes? I don't even know any. Like everybody brings.
I remember that stream.
There's a lot of jokes.
I got
every single
stream. What are you talking about? I got a Sesame Jewish jokes. I know 30 off my head, but I want to keep my bank account.
You're a Muslim. I'm sure you know all sorts of
jokes. I was just gonna say, that was Ryan Dawson calling me on Telegram. He just wanted to say real quick. It's actually funny. He said Nick needs my help here. Zherka's useless. But
who are you, bro? You weren't even invited.
This is what he said. He said Elon removed the ADL from the advisory board to trust and safety. Y'all Roth also had to step down. Nick was brought back in this window. Then they had a new Zionist at head of trust and safety and then banned him again. Also, I got banned on all those same things even before Nick without saying any racist things at all.
Martin, he literally
got back and rebanned in that same window as Nick. So what he's saying is that they have people from ADL at the advisory board to trust and safety.
Are we just forgetting that he literally called Nick an anti-Semite recently?
Who?
This
well, Nick probably is an anti-Semite. Does he not say as much?
No, we're not going to read his shit.
What is it? Somebody who opposes the existence of
you know what he did? He
said,
I have no problem with Jews, but Nick is an anti-Semite. Who the stop trying to grow your bum-ass platform.
All right. Either way, the point is, let me make this very clear. Hold on. Ryan Dawson and Nick are enemies, and he still said this to basically say, hey, look, Twitter does have some ADL influence, is what he's saying.
And also, in Nick's defense as well. So you are harping on the fact that he's on Rumble still, but to be honest with you, like speaking plainly in plain sight of the podcast itself, he may be in danger. You never know. So you're not saying behind the scenes either way.
I don't think he's in danger.
You never know. You never know.
I think if people wanted to get him, I think he would have been gotten by now.
Hey, I know this might be anecdotal.
But wait, real quick.
Real quick. What are the chances the only streamer who ever mentions Israel from a straight white male, and that's not an attack on straight white male, it's an attack on Christianity. What are the chances the only streamer in internet history to just critique Israel is on a no-fly list, banned from PayPal, every platform?
Wait, why did
what are
the
the chances Nick has this problem? If Nick was talking about the Great Wall of China, would he have this problem?
Okay, so all I'm trying to point out is that, like, if we look at how companies act and how they respond to consumer pressure, it's pretty obvious to explain every single banning that we're talking about. If we try to use this ADL lens, it is the most, like, unspecific, random, schizo unbanning and rebanning ever, right?
Okay.
Wow.
Nick pointed out that the ADL said 5 people needed to stay banned, okay? And, 3 of them got unbanned.
Okay.
Where's the power? That doesn't make any sense.
Which I already went over.
Yeah,
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
But again,
I got a great question
you
for
got all 5. You just ran for like 20
Once
minutes.
you finish, I got a question.
So it's again, and I'll point it again because I'm going to reiterate this all through the night because it's going to keep coming up over and over again. They're all powerful. They have all the influence. They control all of these multi-trillion-dollar market capitalization companies. But when they go to make these huge statements, the ADL says these are the 5 people that need to stay banned. For some reason, like 2 of them are the only ones that stay banned, or even 1 of them, and then 1 gets rebanned.
Do they critique Israel? Those ones that got unbanned?
Elon Musk critiques Israel. Elon Musk really shit on.
What are you talking about?
You can go on Twitter right now.
You're putting Elon with Nick?
You can go on Twitter right now and find Elon Musk shitting on George Soros and saying he's like a
Is that the same thing? He's talking about foreign policy and foreign aid?
Is like the #1 Jewish conspiracy accused guy in the United States. Okay?
Wow, that's billionaire beef. That's not
so
Israel.
Elon should bring Nick back.
That's amazing.
I'm just saying that when you try to use, if you try to okay. Interesting.
That's so funny.
If you try to use this ADL lens, it doesn't explain anything. Why are some people? The answer for why Leafy is largely untouched is very obvious because nobody knows who the is or gives a.
He's getting incredible impressions talking about that LGBTQ. More than your Islamophobic jokes.
Sneako brings up, and I hate Islam. Thank you for reminding me. More than what Sneako brings up. More than what Sneako's correct that Leafy is getting big in some areas, and that's why recently he has gotten pressured. Because as soon as Leafy started doing incredibly unpopular shit, now he's tweeting out that he's getting pressured by Rumble to chill his shit out. And I don't think it was because he was talking about Jews. I think it's because his content is extremely edgy. Because newsflash, most people don't want that type of "I love Hitler" content on any of their platforms because it's a bad look for literally everybody.